if you start dealing with a man and he is pulling you, whether directly or indirectly, because it's not automatically he's telling you, go do all these bad things, all right? But if you find yourself compromising because of him, all right, this is where, at the very least, first you have to check yourself and find out where's his head at. Because what's coming to me now is I'm saying him influencing you indirectly, but that's kind of not fair, because if you have made your own decisions, then we can't put that on him. But if he is in any way deterring you from things like you praying, if he is in any way undermining your spiritual walk, all right, intentionally and with his actions. And when I say intentionally, not just simply he wants to destroy it, but his way of life goes against the way of life you need to be living, all right? This is a problem. This is a problem. The bottom line is this cannot be entertained and continue. Now, again, as always, talk about it, make things clear. And let's see if sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. Sometimes it's two human beings getting caught up in the hype and all the greatness of each other. And sometimes we lose sight. And I'm saying that in the sense of what's honestly coming to mind or hitting my spirit is sex. All right. I can see a scenario where you have two genuine people of God who generally trying to walk the path God has for them, meet each other. Everything's exciting. It's explosive. And they may slide into intimacy sooner than they should, right? And I don't want to put that on, well, then that means he came from the devil because he let you have sex with him. No, I think that if you discuss it with him and he is, again, the man that God has for you, he will respect how you feel. He will want to make things right. He will desire to walk a path. And if you introduced waiting to him in advance, he would not reject it, all right? And at the very least, even if I've seen scenarios, if I'm going to be completely honest, I've seen situations where women have met men who were for them. But again, he was not where he needed to be yet. So if you have a situation where you feel like God is telling you this is the guy, but this guy is still in his current state trying to pull you on a different path, then this is where we go to that belief that I embrace, which is right person, wrong time. All right. And sometimes people still need to develop in their walk, in their spirituality before you can join together with them. The fact that they're not there yet doesn't mean they're not the person. It means they have not gone through their process yet. And the reality is that there are things on your end that you need to go through. All right. But I won't dwell too long on this specific point. I kind of feel like I'm a little all over the place. But the point is here, I want you to understand that you cannot be getting into relationships or believing this man came from God when he is directly pulling you away from it. That is a contradiction to what God would want in your life. It doesn't work like that. But again, always address the issue, talk to God, and see if the situation can be resolved or this is just a clear sign that this man needs to be let go. Now, number 6 is he will be able to lead you with love. Now, listen, I know some of y'all may be a little sensitive to the topic of the man leading in the relationship. Not all of you, but some of you. But the reality is that under God's structure, God wants to give you a man who can lead, who you can depend on. Not that you have to put him on your back. Not that you have to make him into a man. None of that stuff. That's not what's necessary when you're dealing with a man that God is trying to bring to you. Because even if you believe you need to help this man develop, and that can be done within the construct of friendship. But to be entering into romantic relationships with men who are not capable of leading you is extremely problematic, and it will go against what God wants to establish. Because if he cannot lead you, we start to now go downhill from there. Because the reality is that when a man can't lead a woman, that woman is not going to be able to respect him. Even if initially you can navigate through it, at some point, his inability to take lead, be assertive, make decisions, have vision, have a plan is going to turn you off. All right. It's going to throw things off in the relationship. And now everything is going to get worse because now the respect goes, the attraction starts to go. The intimacy starts to go. The communication everything starts to fall apart because that respect isn't there. I always say if a man doesn't have a woman's respect, he will not have her love. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,